Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So thank you all very much for joining in. Today is the last day of the most auspicious Kartik month, and in about probably 35 minutes, the moon is supposed to come up as per the Vaishnava calendar. We have to see how far we have to see the full moon. So generally, it is mentioned that we can break our fast by offering a nice kheer, which has been already offered to Jagannath, Baldev, Subhadra Maya, our deities, and then offer it to Chandra. And in this way, we offer it to Moon God, and then we break our Bhishma Panchaka Vrata. We also break our Kartik Vrata by having this kheer. And also, it's nice to serve, to invite devotees to offer ghee lamp today, especially, and also to feed kheer to other devotees, other Vaishnavas, other people in this way. And then we break our fast. In this way, we end our 4 months fast that we did of green leafy vegetables, curd, milk, urad dal, and then the last 5 days has been fasting on fruits and roots for some of us, and some of us were taking havisha like that. So, with the very awesome culmination of our vrata for the pleasure of Guru and Gauranga will happen on moon rise, which may happen at any time, probably another 30 minutes. That's what the calendar says. Let's see. Let's see. All right. So, thank you very much for joining in again, and let's start with prayers. ओम ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनाशलाकाय चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवम् साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजना सहितं श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामी निति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे नमो महावदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नाम्ने गौरदुषे नमः पंचतत्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकं हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्त राधा कान्त नमोस्तुते तप्त काञ्चन गौरंगी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधार श्रीवासव गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे गुरवे गौरचंद्राय राधिकाय धरालये कृष्णाय कृष्णभक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नमो नमः। मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरून् दीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीकृष्णचैतन्यमीश्वरं हरिः ओं तत्सत्। Today is also the most auspicious occasion of Krishna Rasa Yatra. So generally, devotees offer a kheer in the night. They keep the kheer in the balcony or in the the window, the outside balcony, and then that it is said that their lordships, Shri Shri Radha Krishna the gopis, when they perform the Rasa Yatra, they will have the kheer, and then we honor the kheer prasad the next day morning. But today, since we are following Bhishma Panchaka Vrata, so we are offering the kheer to our lordships, and then we're offering it to Chandra, right? The moon god, and then we're honoring our kheer prasadam already. So today it's slightly different. Otherwise, the previous it occurs twice, and the other Rasa Purnima. That's what we did, which actually coincided with our um, one occurs in spring and the other occurs in this almost like winter season, like that we can say. So today we offer kheer earlier than normal. Generally we do it in the night and then we go to sleep like that. But today we are offering it earlier. Then we offer it. I've seen His Holiness Jayapataka Swami. I've not seen personally, but I've heard that His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Shri Guru Maharaj, what he does is he offers, once the kheer is offered to the deities, then he holds it to the moon. And then we take darshan and then he distributes the kheer to all the devotees like that. So Maha Prashadam of Jagannath, Baldev, Subhadramaya, Gaur Netai, Balagopal ji is actually given to the moon god because it's full moon, Kartik Purnima today, and it's also the most auspicious Krishna Rasayatra. And today is also Tulasi Shaligram Vivaha. If time permits, we will discuss a little bit about that at the end of the session. A very wonderful festival today. Tulasi Shalagram Maha Mahotsava Vivaha. Actually, most of the temples celebrated yesterday because it was a Sunday. Yeah, but the actual tithi is today. Tulasi Shalagram Vivaha Maha Mahotsava. There's a wonderful pastime how Tulsi Maharani incarnated as a plant and how the Supreme Personality of Godhead became a stone, right? Is worshipped as a Shaligram Shila that we get from this Nepal Gandaki river, like that. All right, so we'll do that in the end of the session. So quickly, let's move on to our main agenda, which is the study of Srila Prabhupada's books, which is we are currently reading Raja Vidya, the King of Knowledge. This is the 10th book in our series. So my sincere gratitude to all the devotees who've been participating very regularly. Because of your association, actually, we are currently on the 10th book of Srila Prabhupada. So we are on chapter number 3, wherein we are reading about the knowledge of Krishna's energies. The chapter is entitled Knowledge of Krishna's Energies. So quickly, to do a recap, we've been reading in this particular chapter about the 3 energies of the Lord. What are the 3 energies? Bahiranga Shakti, which represents Maya Devi, Antaranga Shakti, which is Srimati Radharani, and we are all Tatastha energy of the Lord. Tatastha means marginal energy of the Lord. That means we sway towards serving the Antaranga energy, or we serve the Mahamaya or the Bahiranga energy. Right? When we are in the Sattvic mode, when we are very enthusiastic and determined, that time we practice devotional service. And in those days or at those times, we are serving the Antaranga energy of the Lord. And sometimes, when we come under the influence of passion and ignorance, what do? We try to enjoy and exploit everything. Whatever we see, we want to see beautiful things, we want to smell beautiful things, we want to taste palatable things. So in this case, and in this way, what are we trying to do? We are trying to enjoy sense gratification, wherein we come under the potency of Mahamaya, or the external energy of the Lord. Right? So we also described how Tata means the banks of the river. Sometimes the banks of the river is wet, sometimes it is dry. Similarly, as marginal parts and parcels of the Lord, or the marginal energy of the Lord, we have a choice at all times whether we want to serve the internal energy of the Lord or the external energy of the Lord. The more we serve the internal energy of the Lord by engaging in devotional service, the more we will be able to make better decisions in our life, that will take us closer towards Krishna. The more we indulge in sense gratification, like this month, the entire month of Kartik, we've been observing austerities, right? We observed austerities the last 4 months actually, starting with green leafy vegetables, then curd, then milk, and then urad dal. And the last 5 days we've been fasting on fruits and roots. Some of us, right? Why are we doing this, right? That is not the definition of bhakti, right? What is the definition of bhakti? Jnana karmadi anavritam anukulena Krishna anushilanam bhaktiruttama. Anya abhilashita shunyam. All our material desires have to become zeroized. Jnana karmadi anavritam, right? It is not said jnana and karma should be zeroized, should become shunyam. No. Whatever is not favorable for bhakti, we need to give it up. Right? Jnana karmadi anavritam. Anukulena Krishna anushilanam. Anukulena means you have to practice bhakti in a way that is favorable to the Supreme Lord, that pleases the Supreme Lord. Anushilanam, following in the footsteps of our Vaishnava Acharyas. That is Bhakti Ruttama. Right? There is no austerity at all mentioned here. Why are we practicing austerity then? Right? We are practicing austerity because we want to advance in Bhakti. That is why a devotee does not practice austerities to get all this yogic siddhis, mystic siddhis, getting coins, becoming bigger than the biggest, or more famous than the most famous person, or becoming lighter than the lightest. Right? All these are not the aspirations of a devotee. A devotee practices austerity. Like we also have our politicians also practicing a lot of austerity, right? Hamari mange puri karo, right? I'm going to fast, the entire month or entire day without even water. Go and sit in front of the prime minister's house or the in front of the parliament, right? All that is not recommended. Why? Because the motive is sense gratification. The motive is to get things done, so that which will satisfy my senses. But why are we practicing these austerities like Bhishma Panchaka Vrata, Kartik Vrata, chanting more Hare Krishna Mahamantra, etc.? We are practicing all of this because we want to advance in Krishna consciousness, because we want to become dearer to Lord Shri Krishna. Right? The entire month we read the 12th chapter of Bhagavad Gita because it tells us what if we cultivate in us will we become dear to Krishna. And we've been reciting Gopi Geetam. Why? Because Pratap Rudra Maharaj was embraced by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu when he heard the Gopi Geetam. Right? When we sing the Gopi Geet, it pleases Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So we do things, we do certain things, we may not like. We may not like to get up during Brahma Muhurta time, but why do we get up every day in Brahma Muhurta time? So it becomes a way of life for us. Why? Because it pleases Guru and Gauranga. Right? So the austerities that we do are with the motive of becoming advanced in our devotional practices, to become more dear to Guru and Gauranga. So that is the objective. That is why everything smartavya satatam Vishnu vismartavyo na jatuchit sarve vidi nishigyasur etayor eva kinkaraha. All of the austerities that we perform, right? All of the devotional service that we do, the four regulative principles that we follow, the chanting of Hare Krishna that we do, all of this has to enable our remembrance to Krishna and make us never forget Krishna. Those are the two important factors. Everything else are servants of these two principles. Right? So now let's move on to chapter number 4. In this chapter, knowledge by way of the Mahatmas, great souls, right? Anukulena Krishna Anushilanam. So we are following the Mahatmas, right? Why do we follow Bhishma Panchaka? Bhishma Panchaka is because Bhishma is a Mahajan, right? When we follow some austerities as given by Lord Sri Krishna, then we please the Mahajans, then we please Radharani, and then we please Krishna. Right? This is a month of Srimati Radharani, and today is a culmination day. So today we should practice maximum austerity, maximum, chanting more and more of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Right? Today is also Krishna Rasa Yatra. We can read pastimes from the Krishna book. Right? Like this, we can do so many things by which we can please Guru and Gauranga. Right? Study of Bhagavad Gita, study of Bhagavatam, all of this pleases Krishna. And knowledge by way of the Mahatmas. It's not that we mentally speculate. Oh, I think this way, my Guru will like this, right? So Prabhupada said there is no ambiguity. If you have any doubt, ask your spiritual master, ask somebody who is senior to you, ask our Shiksha Gurus, and we are very clear what to do, what not to do. Right? Sometimes even devotional service we perform with the intent to acquire name, fame, glory, or to acquire money, whatever it may be, right? But that should not be the objective. The objective is to please Guru and Gauranga, right? So today, tomorrow onwards, we are starting the most auspicious month, right? The entire month of Kartik is self purification. We do a lot of purification, and the next month, which is Gita Marathon month, right? Keshav Masa starts from tomorrow. Until today is Damodar Mas. From tomorrow, Keshav Mas starts. Right, the month of Gita Jayanti, where Krishna spoke the Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna. Right, Prabhupada instituted as a Gita Marathon month. Right, we want to distribute as many Bhagavad Gitas. Right, we want to sponsor as many Bhagavad Gitas. Right, so all of us devotees, we all have Bhagavad Gitas. Right, that's why I was saying in Tamil there is a saying, Yan Petra Inbam Perigayu Vayagam. Right, whatever pleasure I have derived by practicing Krishna consciousness, somebody distributed a book to me. Right, that is why I am practicing Krishna consciousness today. So to express our gratitude to Srila Prabhupada, to all of those devotees who have in some way or the other helped us remain Krishna conscious, help us practice Krishna consciousness day in and day out, that we have to do till the entire life, right? To express gratitude to those people, what are we doing? We are trying to sponsor Bhagavad Gita. We are trying to donate Bhagavad Gita, especially to those people who cannot afford it, right? Sometimes books are distributed. There are ISKCON temples who distribute books, in the prison houses, to orphanages, to old age homes, etc. Right? To those people who cannot afford. That is why this is called vidya dhan. This is the best dhan. Right? Charity is especially prescribed for householders. In Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna says, charity is the most important part of a grihastha's life. We're all grihasthas who joined in the call today, right? And we are associated with several yatras. Especially somebody asked me this query. Mataji, we are associated with several yatras. Where and all we have to distribute? Where and all we have to contribute for Bhagavad Gita, right? So I was telling them, do you want to please all your Siksha Gurus? Right? We have so many Siksha Gurus, at least 5 or 6 Siksha Gurus. At least I can talk for myself. I have 5 or 6 Siksha Gurus whom I want to please. So what will I do? Right? If I can sponsor 10 Bhagavad Gitas, right? It's the pocket version is 200 rupees, which is even less, I think, for the marathon. And for the normal Bhagavad Gita is 280 rupees, right? So if I can contribute 2,800, I will contribute one Bhagavad Gita in each of the yatras I'm associated in, isn't it? Or at least I'll contribute 108 rupees to each of the yatras I'm associated in. Is it too much? We don't even know how we are spending our 1,000 rupees, right? We go for a holiday for 2 days for the weekend, right? We spend 5,000 rupees. We go to a restaurant to have a meal, we are spending 1,000 rupees, right? Now we take an auto and go somewhere, nearby, we spend 100 rupees, 200 rupees, isn't it? So we don't even know how we are spending the money. But if you are going to spend that money for a cause that is going to eternally liberate us, right, and take us closer towards Krishna, right, we should do it immediately, right? I would say, donation of 108 or a donation of one Bhagavad Gita, which is 280 rupees. I think English version is 280 rupees, right? Immediately we should go for it. We should not say, oh, I have contributed in that yatra, Mataji. So how much is 280 rupees? If we go and purchase a dress for ourselves, which is going to last for hardly 4 or 5 years, after that we throw the dress and buy a new dress, right? Or even at least 1 year, right? We definitely buy, every year we buy a Deepavali dress, which costs 1,000 rupees at least minimum, right? That much at least once in a year, right? Can we not sponsor for all the yatras that we're doing? At least one Bhagavad Gita, one Krishna book, right? Because it's going for a cause, and that cause is going to give us eternal benefit for our soul, right? That is why it says, Swartha Gatimi Vishnu, right? When we practice Krishna consciousness and when we give Krishna to others, or when we sponsor a Bhagavad Gita or a Krishna book or a Bhagavatam set, whatever it may be, according to our capacity, right? But Prabhupada said it should pinch, right? Krishna does not see what we are giving. Krishna sees what we are holding back, right? If a person who has 100 rupees has contributes 10 rupees, Krishna is pleased with that 10 rupees, right? Krishna is Bhavagrahi Janardana, right? But if a person who has 1 million, if he contributes 100 rupees, then Krishna is saying, oh, how much he is holding back for his son's gratification, right? We all know our capacity. We are not going to tell others, oh, you have to contribute this much, right? But according to our own capacity, whatever we can, you should feel a little bit of pinch, little bit of prick. In that way, we have to contribute to all the yatras that we are associated with, because all of them have played a very important role in our being Krishna conscious today, right? All of them have played a role, right? Especially our Vartama Pradarshika Guru, the person who brought us to Krishna consciousness, our Siksha Gurus, whose classes we attend, whose classes we hear day in and day out, because of whom we are sustaining ourselves in Krishna consciousness. And of course, our Diksha Guru, who has given us this Hare Krishna Mahamantra, right? And all of the Siksha Gurus, we should contribute at least something, right? Out of our capacity, we should contribute at least something, right? All right. So on that note, let us quickly go on to our study of the 4th chapter of Raja Vidya, the king of knowledge, right? Very auspicious how we are reading about Raja Vidya, and how we are also talking about how we can help another person get Raja Vidya, right? The transcendental knowledge, what we have received, what we are receiving every day, what we are reading every day. We want others also to experience the joy. All right. So I will request devotees, you can raise your hands. Chapter 4 is entitled Knowledge by way of the Mahatma or the Great Souls. Veeranandini Mataji, go ahead. Hare Krishna. Mataji, you need to unmute yourself. Yes.
Yeah, Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandat Pranam.
Chapter 4. Mataji, no.
Chapter 4, Great Souls. The presence of Krishna in all aspects of the creation is perceived by the Mahatmas, the great souls who are always engaged in the worship of Krishna. As Krishna himself states, these great souls are conversant with the confidential knowledge found in the 9th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, and they know Krishna to be the source of all things. Mahatmanastu mam partha devim prakritim Devim prakritim ashritaha bhajande ananya manaso jnatva bhutadim avyayam. O son of Prida, Those who are not deluded, the great souls, are under the protection of the divine nature. They are fully engaged in devotional service because they know me as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, original and inexhaustible. Bhagavad Gita, chapter 9.13. The great soul knows without a doubt that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead and the origin of all emanations. The Vedanta Sutra states, Adado Brahma Ignasa.
Yes, yes, Mataji, go ahead.
Human life is meant for inquiring about Brahman. At present, we are engaged in studying temporary small things. Brahman means the greatest, but instead of concerning ourselves with the greatest, we are enmeshed in trying to solve the animal problems of eating, sleeping, defending, and mating. These small problems are automatically solved. Even the animals enjoy mating, sleeping, eating, and defending. The arrangements are all provided. The bodily demands are all not really problems, but we have made them problems. The Vedanta Sutra enjoins us not to concern ourselves with these problems, for they are satisfied in any form of life. Our problem is to inquire about the source of these manifestations. The human form is not meant for struggling hard to solve material problems, which even a hog is 2 liter can solve. The hog is considered the lowest among animals, yet it has eating facility, mating facility, sleeping facility, and facilities for defense. Even if we don't strive for these things, we will have them. Man is meant rather to find out the source from which all these things are coming. The Vedanta Sutra states that Brahman is that form, that from which everything is emanating. Janmadi Asyeda. Philosophers, scientists, yogis, jnanis, and transcendentalists are all trying to find out the ultimate source of everything. This source is given in the Brahma Samhita, Sarva Karana Karanam. Krishna is the
Very
cause
good.
of all causes. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank
Haribol.
you. Thank you. Thank you. Haribol. So, ahara nidra bayam maitunam cha samani mekam pashubir naranam dharmo hi eko adhiko vishesho dharmena hinam pashubir samanam. Right? So, eating, sleeping, mating, and defending are existing even in the animal species as well as in the human species. Right? It is said that in the animal species they are able to do perform better. Right? The pigeons can have sex as many number of times. Right? The hog can eat much, although it is eating stool. The hog thinks that, oh, I am enjoying the best, right? Somebody was saying, if we give pineapple halwa and stool to a hog, the hog will happily choose the stool and have it, right? So in this way, we are conditioned by the body that we obtain. And how do we obtain this body? Whatever body we obtain is because of our past desires and our past actions, right? Whatever we currently desire, we are going to determine our future destination, our future body, whether we're going to get another material body and get into the womb of another mother, or we are going to get into a spiritual body. That will be determined by our desires that we are having right now, right? So if we are going to be, we are going to get entangled about how am I going to eat better, sleep better, mate better, or work better, right? Eating ahar nidra bayam maitunam, right? And how I'm going to construct a bigger house for myself, all that we know, that whatever we may achieve in this life, it will die with this body, right? It is not that we should not endeavor, but we should not over endeavor, right? I always remember His Grace Radhisham Prabhu talking about a person getting 45,000 salary, and then he's already working for 8 hours, right? He's managing very nicely, but his boss tells him, I'll make your salary 50,000 per month, right? But you have to work for 10 hours a day or 11 hours a day. So what does he do? He goes and asks his wife. His wife is saying, of course, you should take up the offer. You're going to get 50,000 per month, round figure. Let's go for it. And then, so he took up that offer. He was working 10, 11 hours, right? Working from home, working in the office, always sitting on the chair and working like this on the laptop, right? He got a back problem, spondylitis problem. So he went to the doctor. The doctor charged him 5,000 rupees. And the doctor said, oh, this back problem is going to be continue forever. You have to, every month you have to spend on medicines 5,000 rupees. And then His Grace Radhisham Prabhu asked everybody, so what did that person gain anything? Everybody said in the class, no, he didn't gain anything. He gave the entire 5,000 to the doctor. But Prabhu said, no, he gained the back pain. He gained the visits to the doctor. He gained the all the unnecessary hardships. That was because of over endeavoring. Because he was greedy to get that 5,000 more, he was willing to work 10, 11, 12 hours a day. Because of that, he got all those problems. So in our life, it is not that we should not endeavor to get money, right? But we should have our priorities correct, right? If you are able to get more money by, and at the same time we're able to focus on our spiritual life, get up during the Brahma Muhurta time, in the night sleep on time, sleep by 9, 9:30, get up in the morning 3:30, 4 o'clock, do our sadhana, and we are able to manage getting a lot of money, then we should go for the best job which is maximum paying, right? If you're able to earn say 1 crore, right, by working 9 to 6 and happily balancing our material and spiritual life nicely, yes, we should go for it. We are not falgu vairagya saying no, 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 I will not use, right? Because we have a proper utility, we have the best utility for the money earned, right? We can contribute to annadan, no, shastradan, vidyadhan, right? So we are not saying that we should not endeavor, right? In fact, then Prabhupada is it said that Prabhupada is the most ambitious person, right? He went abroad with 40 rupees and he created 108 temples. He created so many devotees. He published so many books. He became the most famous person. Does that mean Prabhupada was not spiritual? Um, Prabhupada was the Shaktivish avatar of the Lord, right? By the Lord's energy, he could do all of this, right? Because he was completely surrendered to his spiritual master, right? It's not that we don't say no to money. We say yes to money because we have the best utility for money. Because we are spreading Krishna consciousness, we become dear to Krishna. But what is not advised here is not to over endeavor. When something is not reachable, right, then we should not over endeavor for it, right? If it is there in our karma, we will get it by ordinary endeavor, right? What we cannot get by working for 8 hours, we will not get even if we work for 12, 14 hours, because if it is not in our karma, we will not get it. So let us not trouble ourselves by working 12, 13 hours and gain only pain, right? That's what is given here. So what is it given here? Ahara, nidra, bayam, maitunam. We can endeavor for it as long as we're able to balance our material and spiritual life nicely, right? We are not saying we should not, but we have to focus on the main purpose of life, which is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That Prabhupada is saying is explained in Brahma Samhita. Ishvaraha Parama Krishna Sat Chit Ananda Vigraha. Why are we working? Because we want happiness. Why do we think we are going for a higher paying job? Because we think we will feel more happy when we are actually getting a higher salary, right? But that higher salary, if it comes at the cost of our spiritual life, it will not give us happiness. It will destroy our existing happiness also. So that is what is the intelligence that we need to derive from Bhagavad Gita, right? And then Prabhupada is talking about who is the cause of all causes. That is what is given in the Bhagavad Gita. 5 topics are discussed in Bhagavad Gita, right? When we go for book distribution also, we should tell what is there in the Bhagavad Gita. We should not simply give them the Bhagavad Gita, right? I don't know what is there in it. That's why we are reading Prabhupada's books every day. We know, because Prabhupada has given everything. Whatever is the Krishna consciousness philosophy we need to know is there in every Prabhupada's book. We've all read 9 books of Prabhupada in this online form itself. So we know what is the principle of Krishna consciousness. So according to the need of the person whom we meet, we have to give Prabhupada's books in that way. That is intelligence. And how do we get that intelligence? Krishna gives us that intelligence. How do we purify our intelligence? By studying scriptures. By studying Srila Prabhupada's books, we'll get the intelligence how we can preach Krishna consciousness to others. Yeah. All right. So now let's move forward. Understanding Krishna to be the primal source of everything is the greatest knowledge. Anyone else wants to read? Yes, Priyanka Mataji, go ahead. Understanding Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Yes, Mataji, go ahead.
Understanding Krishna to be the primal source of everything. How do the great souls act? Krishna himself characterizes them in this way. Mataji, please help me to read the sloka.
Satatam kirtayanto mam yatantascha dridhavrataah namasyantascha mam bhaktya nityayukta upasate.
Always chanting my glories, endeavoring with great determination, bowing down before me, these great souls perpetually worship me with devotion. That glorification is this process of bhakti yoga, the chanting of Hare Krishna. The great souls, understanding the nature of God, his descent, and his mission, glorify him in so many ways, but there are others who do not accept him. Krishna also mentions them in the 9th chapter.
Avajananti mamudha manushin tanumashritam param bhavam ajananto mama bhuta maheshwaram.
Fools deride me when I descend in the human form. They do not know my transcendental nature as the supreme lord of all that be. The mudas or foolish men who are lower than the animals deride him. Any person who doesn't believe in God must either be a madman or a fool, number one. There is no reason not to believe in God, and there is every reason to believe in him. Man may say that he does not believe in God, but who gives him the power to say this? When death comes, this speaking power ceases. So, who is giving the power of speech? Has the speaking power come automatically from stone? As soon as the speaking power is withdrawn by the supreme authority, the body is no better than stone. The very power of speech is proof that there is a supreme power who's giving us everything. A Krishna consciousness person knows that whatever he has is not under his control. If we do not believe in God, we must believe in some power beyond us which is controlling us at every step, call that power God, nature, or whatever. There is a controlling power in the universe, and no sane man can deny it.
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna himself talks about the three doers, right? In the 5th chapter. Who are the three doers? Of course, we are one of the doers. We are the jivas. What is our role? Our role is only to desire, right? According to our desire, whatever has to happen, like according to our previous karmas and desires, we have landed in this position today, right? And according to the desires that we nurture now, we're going to determine our future. So desire is the only thing. The only role of the jiva is desire. Right? Who is the second doer? The second doer is the Supreme Lord, because the Supreme Lord sanctions. Nothing moves even without the sanction of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, right? So the second doer is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And who is the third doer? The third doer is Prakriti, right? When the Jiva desires and endeavors in the form of action, the Supreme Lord sanctions according to the karmic credit of the um, jiva. Or sometimes the Supreme Lord is so independent. Sometimes even when we don't deserve something, the Lord is so merciful, we get it. But Prakriti will not act until the Lord sanctions it. So that is the sequence, right? Sometimes we are entitled according to our karma. We have to get a lot of wealth. But we don't even endeavor for it. We don't work for it. We just sit at home and laze around. So we will not get the wealth. So the first thing is the jiva has to desire and make an endeavor. Second is the sanction of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is at most important. Why? Sometimes we do the same hard work. Sometimes we work the same number of hours. In 1 year, we will get promotion. Another year, we may lose the job, or we will not get a promotion. Right? Why does it happen? I have worked the same way. Why are the results different? Right? So it depends on the mercy of the Lord. Right? According to the mercy of the Lord, whatever we get in one particular year, we may get a different thing in another year. Right? So nothing is completely dependent on our endeavor. So the second doer is the Supreme Lord, and then the third doer is Prakriti. Then when the Lord sanctions, then Prakriti arranges everything, right? The performance appraisal happens, and then the discussion happens. All that is arranged by Prakriti. When the Lord has already sanctioned that you will get so much of bonus this year, like that. Right, so there are three doers. So I should not claim control over the actions that I do, right? Because even if, for example, right, the very beautiful example in this case is a man who has a paralytic attack, right? So if I were to ask, ask all of you, raise your hand, right? So all of you, some of you may raise your hand because you desire that poor Medamini is asking us to raise our hand. Let us raise our hand. Some of you will choose to raise your hand. Some of you will think, hey, who is she to tell me to raise my hand? I will not raise my hand. So we all can exercise our free will, to raise our hand if we want to, and not raise our hand if we don't want to. But if a person has a paralytic attack, right, even if that person wants to raise the hand, such a person who has a paralysis cannot raise the hand. So we clearly understand that while we can desire to do certain things, without the mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, we will not be able to do. Here Prabhupada is giving the example of how our speech, we are able to speak today. It is only with the mercy of the Lord, right? We have our tongue, right, which is all made up of the earth, water, fire, air, ether, right? And Krishna says these are his energies, right? So utilizing Krishna's energy to actually do the things that we are doing. So we cannot claim credit to do the activities that you're doing and expect results out of it, right? Because without the mercy of the Lord, we cannot do anything. All right. Shruti Mataji. Okay, let's. I think we are running out of time actually. Shruti Mataji, we will, ask you to speak tomorrow. I mean, read tomorrow. Now we'll quickly go on to our um, verses recitation. Uh, Granth Shila Prabhupada's books ki jai, jai. Anantakoti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Jagat Guru Shila Prabhupada ki jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Chapter 12 entitled Devotional Service. अर्जुनोवाच एवं सततयुक्ता ये भक्तास्त्वां पर्युपासते ये चाप्यक्षरम् अव्यक्तं तेषां के योगवित्तमाः श्रीभगवानुवाच मय्यावेशमनो ये मां नित्ययुक्ता उपासते श्रद्धया परयोपेतास् ते मे युक्ततमा मताः ये त्वक्षरम् अनिर्देश्यम् अव्यक्तं पर्युपासते सर्वत्रगम् अचिन्त्यं च कूटस्थम् अचलं ध्रुवम् सन्नियम्येन्द्रियग्रामं सर्वत्र समबुद्धयः ते प्राप्नुवन्ति मामेव सर्वभूतहिते रताः क्लेशो अधिकतरस्तेषाम् अव्यक्तासक्तचेतसाम् अव्यक्ता हि गतिर्दुःखं देहवद्भिरवाप्यते ये तु सर्वाणि कर्माणि मयि सन्न्यस्य मत्पराः अनन्येनैव योगेन मां ध्यायन्त उपासते तेषामहं समुद्धर्ता मृत्युसंसारसागरात् भवामि न चिरात् पार्थ मय्यावेशितचेतसाम् मय्येव मन आदत्स्व मयि बुद्धिं निवेशय निवसिष्यसि मय्येव अत ऊर्ध्वं न संशयः अत चित्तं समादातुं न शक्नोषि मयि स्थिरम् अभ्यासयोगेन ततो मामिच्छाप्तुं धनञ्जय अभ्यासेऽपि समर्थोऽसि मत्कर्म परमो भव मदर्थम् अपि कर्माणि कुर्वन् सिद्धिम् अवाप्स्यसि अतैतत् अपि अशक्तोऽसि कर्तुं मद्योगमाश्रितः सर्वकर्मफलत्यागं ततः कुरु यतात्मवान् श्रेयो हि ज्ञानमभ्यासात् ज्ञानाध्यानं विशिष्यते ध्यानात् कर्मफलत्यागस्त्यागा शान्तिरनन्तरम् अद्वेष्टा सर्वभूतानां मैत्रः कर्ण एव च निर्ममो निरहङ्कारः समदुःखसुखक्षमी सन्तुष्टः सततं योगी यतात्मा दृढनिश्चयः मय्यर्पितः मनोबुद्धिर्यो मद्भक्तसमे प्रियः यस्मान्नो द्विजते लोको लोकान्नो द्विजते च यः हर्षामर्षभयोद्वेगैर्मुक्तो यः स च मे प्रियः अनपेक्ष शुचिर्दक्ष उदासीनो गतव्यतः सर्व आरम्भ परित्यागी यो मद्भक्त समे प्रियः यो न हृष्यति न द्वेष्टि न शोचति न काङ्क्षति शुभाशुभ परित्यागी भक्तिमान्य समे प्रियः समशत्रौ च मित्रे च तथा मानपमानयोः शीतोष्णासुखदुःखेषु समसङ्गविवर्जितः तुल्यनिन्दा सुतिर्मौनी सन्तुष्टो येन केनचित् अनिकेत स्थिरमतिर्भक्तिमान् मे प्रियो नरः ये तु धर्मामृतमिदं यथोक्तं पर्युपासते श्रद्धाना मत्परमा भक्तास्तेऽतीव मे प्रियाः हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter number 31, entitled The Gopi Songs of Separation, also called Gopi Geetam. Gopya Uchuhu Jayati Tedikam Janmana Vraja Shrayata Indira Shashwadatrahi Kaita Drishyatam Krishna Dikshutavakas Vaidrita Shavas Krishna Tvam Vichinvate Sharadudashaye Krishna Sadhu Jata Sat सरसी जोधरा कृष्णा श्री मुषादृशा सुरतनाथते कृष्णा शुल्क दासिका परदनिघ्नतो कृष्णा नेह किं वधा विषजलाप्ययात् कृष्णा व्याल रक्षसात् वर्षमारुतात् कृष्णा वैद्युतानलात् वृषमयात्मजात् कृष्णा विश्वतो भयात् ऋषभते वयं कृष्णा रक्षिता मुहुः न खलु गोपिका कृष्णानन्दनो भवान् अखिल देहिनां कृष्णा अन्तरात्मदृक् विघ्नसार्थितो कृष्णा विश्वगुप्तये सकयुदेयिवान् कृष्णा सात्वतां कुले विरचिता भयं कृष्णा वृष्णिदूर्यते चरणमीयुषां कृष्णा संश्रुतेर्भयात् करसरोरुहं कृष्णाकान्तकामदं शिरसि देहिना कृष्णा श्रीकरग्रहं व्रजजनार्तिहन् कृष्णा वीरयोषितां निजजनस्मया कृष्णा ध्वंसनस्मिता भज सखे भवात् कृष्णा किङ्करी स्मनो जलरुहाननं कृष्णा चारुदर्शया प्रणतदेहिनां कृष्णा पापकर्षणं तृणचरानुगं कृष्णा श्रीनिकेतनं फणिफणार्पितं कृष्णा ते पदाम्बुजं कृणुकुचेषुना कृष्णा कृन्दिहृच्चयं मधुरया गिरा कृष्णा वल्गुवाक्यया मुदमनोज्ञया कृष्णा पुष्करे क्षणा विधिकरीरिमा कृष्णा वीरमूयति अदरसीधुना कृष्णा प्याययस्वना तव कथामृतं कृष्णा तप्तजीवनं कविभिरीडितं कृष्णा कल्मषापहं श्रवणमङ्गलं कृष्णा श्रीमदाततं भुवि गृह्णन्ति ये कृष्णा भूरिदा जनाः प्रहसितं प्रिया कृष्णा प्रेमवीक्षणं विहरणं च ते कृष्णा ध्यानमङ्गलम् रहसि संविदो कृष्णाया हृदि स्पृशा कुहकनो मना कृष्णा क्षोभयन्ति चलसि यद्व्रजात् कृष्णा चारयन् पशून् नलिनसुन्दरं कृष्णा नाथते पदं श्रीलतृणाङ्कुरै कृष्णा सीदतीति न कलिलतामना कृष्णा कान्त गच्छति दिनपरीक्षये कृष्णा नीलकुञ्चलये वनरुहाननं कृष्णा बिभ्रदावृतं जनरजस्वलं कृष्णा दर्शयन् मुहुर् मनसि नास्मरं कृष्णा वीरयच्छसि प्रणतकामदं कृष्णा पद्मजार्चितं धरणिमण्डनं कृष्णा ध्येयमापदि चरणपङ्कजं कृष्णा शन्तमं च ते रमणनास्तनेषु कृष्णा अर्पयादिहन् सुरतवर्धनं कृष्णा शोकनाशनं स्वरितवेणुना कृष्णा सुष्ठुचुम्बितम् इतरराघवे स्मारणं नृणां पितरवीरनास्ते धरामृतम् अतति यद्भवान् कृष्णा अहनिकाननं श्रुतियुगायते कृष्णा त्वामपश्यताम् कुटिलकुण्ठलं कृष्णा श्रीमुखं च ते जडौ दीक्षतां कृष्णा पक्ष्मकृदृशाम् पतिसुतान्वया कृष्णा भ्रातृबान्धवान् अतिविलङ्घ्यते कृष्णा अन्त्य अच्युतागताः गतिविधस्तवो कृष्णा गीतमोहिता कितवयोषिता कृष्णा कस्त्यजेनिषि प्रहसि संविदं कृष्णा हृच्चयोदयम् प्रहसिताननं कृष्णा प्रेमवीक्षणम् बृहदुरश्रियो कृष्णा वीक्ष्यतामते मुहुरति स्पृहा कृष्णा मूयते मनाः व्रजवनौकसां कृष्णा व्यक्तिरङ्गते वृजिनहन्त्रेलं कृष्णा विश्वमङ्गलम् त्यजमनाक्षणस्त्वास्पृहतामनां स्वजनहृदृजां कृष्णा यन्निषूधनं यत्ते सुजातचरणाम्बुरुहं स्तनेषु बीताक्षणै प्रियदधीमहि कर्कशेषु तेनातवीमतसि तद्व्यततेन किं स्वेत् पूर्वादिभिर्भ्रमतिभिर्भवदायुषां नः हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा. So now let's move on to our discussion on Damodarashtakam. So we've been reading about each of the verses of Damodarashtakam. We've been meditating on Damodarashtakam. We completed 7 verses. So today we are on the 8th verse of Damodarashtakam. In the 8th verse, um, in the entire all the 8 verses of Damodarashtakam, Shri Satyavarta Muni is glorifying Lord Shri Krishna. He starts off with Namamishwaram Satchit Ananda Rupam. Right? He starts off with glorifying the Aishwarya Bhav of the Lord. right? What is the Aishwarya or the opulence of the Lord? He is the source of Sat, Chit and Ananda. He is the only person who has got Sat, Chit and Ananda in unlimited quantities, right? All of us have, to the certain extent, we are all eternal. We all are knowledgeable. We are all blissful, but we cannot claim to have it in full, right? So the Lord only can claim to have Sat, Chit and Ananda in unlimited quantities. We are Mamaiva Amsho Jiva Loke Jiva Bhuta Sanatana, right? We are a part and parcel of the Lord, and we have all the opulences of the Lord, but we have it in minute quantities, right? And like that, he starts off with the opulences of the Lord, then he goes on to glorify the kundalam, right? Why is only the kundalam glorified here? We discussed, because as Krishna was running away from Mother Yashoda in fear, the kundalam was swinging to and fro, and the kundalam was kissing Krishna's cheeks, right? That is why kundalam is the ornament that is specifically mentioned here. Lasat kundalam gokule brajamanam, right? So the kundalam is especially very auspicious, right? Because it gets to kiss Krishna's cheeks so many times as Krishna is running away. And then we saw what is the desire of Satyavrata Muni, right? He says that Varam Deva Moksham na Mokshavadimva. I don't want any kind of impersonal liberation. I don't want any sense gratification. And then Varam Deva Moksham na Mokshavadimva na Chanyam Vraneham Vareshadapiha. Idam Teva Purnata Gopala Bhalam. Sadame Manasya Virastam Kimanyai. What is it that I want? Satyavrata Muni is saying that form of Bala Gopal in Vrindavan Dham. May that form be eternally manifest in my heart. I don't want anything else, right? Okay, one second. Yeah. So, where's the 9th verse? 8th verse. Yeah. So today, going through all of these desires of Satyavrata Muni, then today in the 8th verse, Satyavrata Muni is going to offer obeisances to the Supreme Lord. And how does he do it? Namaste Stu Dhamne Surat Deepti Dhamne Vadiyodharayata Vishwasya Dhamne. First of all, he's offering obeisances to the rope, right? Actually, we've discussed in detail, the 7 verses. So I didn't go into that Krishna was actually bound when he actually liberated Nalakuvera and Manigriva, right? So it is not that because Krishna was bound by the motor, Krishna could not liberate anybody else, right? We say that when we explain Bhagavad Gita to others, right? Somebody who's within the 3 modes of material nature, who's bound by Sattva Guna, Rajoguna, or Tamo Guna, cannot bind. Only he requires a person who's transcendental to 3 modes to deliver, right? But Krishna, although he is bound, he is always transcendental to 3 modes of material nature. So although he was bound, he delivered Nalakuvera and Manigriva, who were delivered not because of their own endeavor, because they did a kukrama, right? They were sporting naked in the Manasi Ganga, and they were cursed by Narada Muni. But however, although they were cursed, they immediately fell at the lotus feet of Narada Muni, and Narada Muni told that you will become trees because you were naked and enjoying in the rivers. You will become naked. That means you will stand as trees for many, many years. And when they fell at the lotus feet of Narada Muni, what did Narada Muni say? You will become trees in the courtyard of Nanda Maharaj. That means what? You will get the personal darshan of Krishna. You will be touched by Krishna. So in this way, although Krishna was bound to the motor, Mother Yashoda was inside, right? She wanted to punish Krishna, so she tied Krishna to the motor. And Krishna did not want to untie himself. Why? Because Krishna will never untie himself, because it was not the rope that was binding Krishna. What was binding Krishna was the rope of love of Mother Yashoda. So Krishna did not untie it at all. He pushed the motor along with being bound, and he pushed the Nalakuvera and Manigriva, who was standing there as Kamala Yavana trees there, right? So he pushed those trees and he delivered, although he himself was bound. That is the greatness of the Supreme Lord. Okay, so let's move on to the last verse. Namaste to Damni. So first he is offering obeisances to the rope that is binding Krishna, because that is the rope of devotion, that is the rope of love of Mother Yashoda. Then he is offering obeisances to the belly that was bound, and which is the abode of the entire universe. So this is the prayer that I am offering obeisances. And then finally, Namo Radhikaye Tvadiya Priyaye, Namo Ananta Leelaya Devaya Tubhyam, right? When we see the entire Damodar Leela, we don't see the role of Srimati Radharani at all. So why is Satyavrata Muni referring to Srimati Radharani in the entire Damodar Ashtakam? There is no role for Radharani, right? Krishna comes on Deepavali day. Mother Yashoda is churning butter. Milk is overflowing. So Mother Yashoda goes to switch off the gas. Krishna gets very naughty because Krishna wants Ananya Bhakti. It is not like his devotees go here, there, etc., leaving him down. Krishna gets angry. Krishna pushes the butter here, there, everywhere. It drops the butter and he runs. And Yashoda Maya follows the lotus imprints of Krishna, goes outside the courtyard, sees Krishna feeding the monkeys, and runs behind Krishna, and finally binds Krishna. Right? Binds Krishna with the ropes of devotion. So, entire Leela, there is no Srimati Radharani. So, why is Satyavrata Muni offering obeisance to Srimati Radharani? So, the Acharyas explain here that one is not able to bind Krishna without the mercy of the Supreme Mother Srimati Radharani. Even in this instance, when Yashoda Maya bound, the Acharyas explain that Srimati Radharani was there because the entire robes of Vrindavan were there, and always it was two fingers too short because the endeavor and mercy, reflecting endeavor and mercy. And so everybody from Vrindavan Dham and the adjacent villages, Barsana and everybody came to see. And Radharani also came there. And what did Radharani do? She pulled out a ribbon and gave to Yashoda Maya. And in this way, the mercy of the Lord, which was the two fingers too short, one was Yashoda's mercy, the other was the mercy of the Lord, which was through Srimati Radharani. Similarly, we get the mercy of Lord Sri Krishna only when we serve Srimati Radharani. Because Srimati Radharani is the mother of devotion. Only when Srimati Radharani recommends us to Krishna will our file get passed and we can gain entrance into the spiritual world. Right? The Acharyas explain how when Amarendra Prabhu actually was explaining this. He was saying that if Krishna looks at our file, he will say, "Oh, millions of lifetimes, no chance," and put the file in the dustbin. However, when Srimati Radharani recommends, "Oh, this person sings nice, wonderful bhajans. Oh, this person strings nice garlands. Let us take him." Then Krishna does not look at our file. Krishna says, "Oh, she's recommended by Radharani. Okay, let us take this devotee." And in this way, we get our entrance into the spiritual world. We get Krishna prema. So that is why Satyavrata Muni is praying here. Namo Radhikayai Tvadiya Priyai. Namo Ananta Leelaya Devaya Tubhyam. All these Ananta Leelas that the Lord is enacting because Yada Yada Dharmasya Glanir Bhavati Bharata. The Lord appears to attract us to the amorous pastimes that He is performing in Vrindavan Dham. Whether it's the lifting of the Govardhan Hill, whether it is the Damodar Leela, whether it is the Govardhan Puja that He instituted, right? Whether it is acceptance of more and more offerings from the Vrajavasis, all of these leelas are to attract us to go back home, back to Godhead. So that is why all of these Ananta Leelas, right? He's calling him Damodara Ananta. Why Ananta? Because the Lord is performing unlimited Leelas. And how can we understand these Leelas of the Lord? It is only with the mercy of Srimati Radharani. So with this, we have our culmination of our Damodara Ashtakam meditation in a quick way because we're running short of time. So actually each of these verses can be explained in one hour class. And even then we cannot capture all of the essence, right? This is also Sanatana Goswami has given a very nice commentary on Damodara Ashtakam. Very beautiful to actually read those commentaries, hear these commentaries from senior devotees. Then it helps us to understand a speck or touch a tip of the iceberg of the unlimited pastimes of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Damodara Ashtakam ki jai. So now we'll quickly sing the Damodara Ashtakam and offer our lamps, for the last time until we have our Damodara Ashtakam the next year. So let us offer lamps. And then if time permits, if there is time, I'm not sure how long the Zoom ID will be available. But if time permits, we'll also discuss a little bit about Tulasi Shaligram Vivaha. Right, very wonderful. But before that, we'll quickly start with our Damodara Ashtakam prayers. Namamishwaram Shachitanandarupam Lasat Kundalam Gokule Brajamanam Yashodhabhiyoluka Ladhavamanam Paramrishtamathyanta Todruta Gopya Rudhanta Muhurnetra Yogmam Rajantam Karambujayukmena Satanka Netram Mohoshvasakam Patri Rekhanka Kantha Sitagraivam Damodaram Bhaktivadam Iti Drikshvalila Virananda Kunde Swagosham Nimajantamakyapayantam Tadiyeshitagneshu Bhaktajitatvam Punha Prematastam Satavritti Vande परं देवमोक्षां न मोक्षवदीं वा न चान्यं वृणेऽहं वरिषडपीह इदं तेव पूर्णाद गोपालबालम् सदा मे मनस्याविराष्ट्रं किमन्ये इदं ते मूकाम्बोजमत्यन्तनीलैर्वृतं कुण्डलैः स्निग्धरक्तिश गोप्या मोहश्चुम्बितां बिम्बरकादरं मे मनस्याविराष्ट्रमलं लक्षलाभै नमो देव दामोदरानन्त विष्णु प्रसीद प्रभो दुःखजालविमग्नम् कृपा दृष्टिवृष्ट्यातिरीनं बतानो प्रियनेश मामाज्ञं येद्यक्षिदृशा कुबेरात्मजौ बद्धमूर्त्यैव याद्वान् त्वया मुचितौ भक्तिभाजौ कृतौ च तथा प्रेम भक्तिं स्वकामे प्रयच्छ नमोक्षे ग्राहो मे स्थितामुदरेय नमस्तेस्तु धाम्ने सुरादिपिधाम्ने त्वदीयोधरायात विश्वस्य धाम्ने नमो राधिकायै त्वदीयप्रियायै नमो अनन्तलीलाय देवयतुभ्यम् नमो राधिकायै त्वदीयप्रियायै नमो अनन्तलीलाय देवयतुभ्यम् नमो राधिकायै त्वदीयप्रियायै नमो अनन्तलीलाय देवयतुभ्यम् जयो राधा दामोदर राधा दामोदर राधा दामोदर श्री राधे जय यशोदा दामोदर यशोदा दामोदर यशोदा दामोदर श्री राधे जय जय प्रभुपाद प्रभुपाद गुरुदेव गुरुदेव निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल दामोदर अष्टकम की जय कार्तिक दीपदान महामहोत्सवा की जय भीष्म पंचका व्रता की जय अनंत कोटि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय. All right, so we have a couple of minutes, so let's quickly discuss about Tulasi Shalagram Vivaha. So it is said that Vrinda Devi, she was married to a person called Jalandhar, right? And this person was troubling all of the kings, and he had got a benediction that only when the chastity of his wife gets disrupted, only then he'll be killed. So what happened? Actually, Shiva also went and fought with this Jalandhar, but this Jalandhar could not be defeated because that was a condition, that his wife's chastity had to be disrupted. Only then this Jalandhar can be killed. So all of them went to Lord Vishnu, and Lord Vishnu, he said, "Okay, I will take care of it." And Vishnu actually took the form of Jalandhar, and had this connection with Vrinda Devi. So in this way, Jalandhar was killed because the chastity of the so-called, you can say that Vrinda Devi will never lose her chastity because Lord Vishnu is the creator, maintainer, and sustainer of all the living entities, right? That is why it is also explained how the gopis, when they left their husbands and went for the Rasa Leela, they were not doing anything wrong, because we are all parts and parcels of Krishna. We are meant to be enjoyed by Krishna. So Lord Vishnu, who's an expansion of Lord Krishna himself, right? When he had this relation with Vrinda Devi, these are all pastimes of the Lord, right? They're giving us opportunities to celebrate, right? So in this way, the Jalandhar was killed, and Vrinda Devi apparently got angry because Lord Vishnu came in the form of Jalandhar, her husband. And she realized this, and she cursed Lord Vishnu. All these are also pastimes. We get the opportunity to worship Shaligram Shilas, right? So she cursed Vishnu that you will become a stone, because because you are so stone hearted that you came in the form of my husband and enjoyed me, right? You will become a stone. And Lord Vishnu accepted the curse, right? In this way, Lord Krishna appears in the form of Shaligram Shilas, which we get in Gandaki River, right? So we had the fortune of getting a couple of Shaligram Shilas with mercy of devotees. We have Lakshmi Narsinga Shaligram Shila, we have Chaturbuja Shaligram Shila, we have Hayagriva Shaligram Shila, we have Chaturbuja Shaligram Shila, we have Kurma Shaligram Shila, then we have Hayagriva Shaligram Shila, right? Very nice. We can also feel the hoof print of the calf in the Gopalji Shaligram Shila. We can feel that the horse's mane in the Hayagriva Shaligram Shila, like that. So and the Lakshmi Narsinga Shaligram Shila has got the Sudarshan in it. So the Shaligram Shilas are non-different from Lord Vishnu, non-different from Lord Krishna. And it is said it is very easy to worship these Shaligram Shilas. Like Advaita Acharya, he worshipped for Lord Krishna to appear personally to deliver the people of the age of Kali, because people are so much in sense gratification. The Lord has to personally appear. Only then the Kali Yuga Vasis can be delivered. And in this way, he worshipped the Shaligram Shilas with Ganges water and Tulasi. That is all we need, right? We need to worship the Shaligram Shilas with Ganges water and Tulasi every day. And the Shaligram Shilas are they're very, very pleased. And we offer Tulasi, right? We offer Tulasi and Lord Vishnu also benedicted Tulsi Maharani that you will appear in the form of a plant, and I will not accept any offering until Tulsi leaf is present in that particular offering, right? The Lord also benedicted in spite of the curse, right? Because this is actually a benediction, because for all of us, we are getting to worship Shaligram Shilas, right? Which does not require any installation or anything. Very simple worship, and the lordships are very pleased by such simple worship also. And Tulsi Maharani got this benediction that you will come as a plant in this material world, and simply by worshipping you, right? Every day we offer Tulsi Arati. What do we say? We do parikrama, right? Yani kani cha papani brahma hatyadi khani cha tani tani pranashanti pradakshina pade pade. By simply circumambulating Tulsi Maharani, all of our sinful reactions are destroyed. And we are able to attain Krishna Bhakti, right? E nivedan daro sakiranu gata koro seva adhikaro diye koro nijo dasi. Vrinda Devi is eternally engaged in the service of Shri Radha and Krishna, right? Where they have to meet. Vrinda Devi has got a parrot, right? We were discussing the other day how the parrots have their own parrot like relay, right? What is the program of Krishna? What is the program of Radharani? Where they are going to meet? So Vrinda Devi orchestrates all of this with the help of her parrots. So all of this arranged with Vrinda Devi. So what are we praying? Seva adi karo diye koro nijo dasi. Oh Vrinda Devi, make me your servant, because I also want to assist in this pastimes of Shri Radha and Krishna. Dina Krishna dasi ko e jena mora hoy. Shri Radha Govinda preme sada jina basi. I want to swim in the ecstasy of the love of Shri Radha and Krishna. And how can we be in ecstasy? Only when we serve. And what mood should we serve? Gopi Bhartu Padakamalayo Dasa Dasa Dasanu Dasa. In the mode of the servant of the servant of the servant. Right? We are assisting Vrinda Devi. Right? We are assisting our spiritual masters. Who is assisting Prabhupada? Who is assisting the entire Guru Parampara? In this way, when we serve Guru and Gauranga, then the entire Guru Parampara is pleased. And also Krishna benedicted Vrinda Devi that every year on the last day of the Kartik month, which is the month of Srimati Radharani, right, who is the benedictor of pure devotional service, the last day on the Kartik Purnima, there will be this Tulasi Shaligram Vivaha celebration. So in all ISKCON temples, they worship on a grand scale, right? Especially when it occurs on a weekday, they celebrate it in the weekend, so that most of the many people can take advantage of participating in the celebration. And of course, the actual celebration happens on the Kartik Purnima Tithi. And on the same night, Krishna also performs Rasa Yatra with all the gopis of Vrindavan, headed by Srimati Radharani. So today is a very, very auspicious day. We can meditate on all these pastimes of the Lord, and then we purify ourselves, and then Janma Sarthi Kari Kara Paropakar. From tomorrow, we want to give out as many Bhagavad Gitas as possible to all the people whom we meet. Yare deke tare kahe Krishna Upadesh. Right? This is a fortune for us. Right? Krishna has told that, my name, fame, and glory will spread throughout the world. But we have a free will. We have a choice whether we want to be part of that Leela of preaching Krishna consciousness. Like I was mentioning in some other class, His Holiness Swayam Bhagavan Keshav Maharaj was mentioning right? If we want our names to be part of Chaitanya Charitamrita, right? Chaitanya Charitamrita is all glories of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, how everybody is spreading the glories of Lord Shri Krishna and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, singing their glories. If we, Chaitanya Leela is still continuing. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has inaugurated the Sankirtan movement. If we want to be part of the Chaitanya Leela, then we have to participate in this book marathon distribution. In this way, we give Hari Nam to each and every person whom we meet. We give them a book. When they study Prabhupada's book, they know what is Krishna consciousness, and in this way, we become an instrument in their taking up this path of Krishna consciousness. जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, कार्तिक महामहोत्सवा की जय, दीपदान महामहोत्सवा की जय, भीष्म पंचक व्रता की जय, तुलसी शालिग्राम विवाह महामहोत्सवा की जय, श्री कृष्ण रसयात्रा महामहोत्सवा की जय. And today is also Nimbarka Acharya's Avirbhav Tithi. He is the founder Acharya of the Kumara Sampradaya. So we can pray at the lotus feet of Nimbarka Acharya that may our only desire be to serve, satisfy and please Guru and Gauranga. Guru Parampara ki jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai, Gita Marathon Adivas ki jai. So previously is supposed to be Adivas. So tomorrow onwards we are celebrating this most auspicious festival that is exclusively for ISKCON devotees, which is Gita Marathon Mahamotsava. So I request all the devotees, do your best. We have purified ourselves in the Kartik month. Now we have to go all out and preach. Janma Sarthi Kari Kara Paropakar. So this entire month is Paropakar month. The best Paropakar, the best help, the best charity that we can do to others is to distribute Srila Prabhupada's books. Grantraj Srila Prabhupada's books ki jai, Grantraj Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai, Grantraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Grantraj Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. So thank you all for your patient hearing. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyevacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय, जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, श्री गुरुदेव की जय, निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे, हरि हरि बोल. So all devotees can unmute yourself in case there is anything that you want to ask or share your realizations, and you may do so. Otherwise we meet tomorrow morning, Brahma Muhurta chanting 5 a.m. Anything from anyone? All right, so thank you very much. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories, all glories, all glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. Shri Prabhupada ki. Yes. Who's
Hare
coming?
Krishna
Pranam to all the
Mataji, Dandavat
devotees.
Pranam.
Dandavat Pranam to all the devotees. Hare Krishna.
All the devotees, Hare Krishna
Prabhupada
Thank
ki.
Mataji.
you very much,
Jai.
Mataji,
For
Ananta
for
your
Koti
valuable.
Vaishnava Vrinda ki
Jai.
jai. Thank
Mataji.
you.
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Mataji.
Dandavat
Mataji,
Pranam.
Mandakini Mataji ki jai,
Yes.
Medhavani Mataji ki jai.
Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai.